In this lesson, we're going to finish the front bumper of the car. Alright, so in the last lesson we had built off of around the hood, and we started basically blocking out the area where the grille is and really just getting all the elements of the front bumper. Now we need the final element for this, which is going to come down the side and then it comes up underneath. So the way I like to go about doing this part would be to go to the left view and go to edge mode and select this edge right here. Simply hold down shift and drag that out. Now you'll notice it didn't come out, and that's because I have my edge constraint turned on. So let's go ahead and shift drag that again. And let's go ahead and bring this all the way out to the very edge right here. Let's hit Alt X and let's pull this vertex down into this point here. And actually I want to pull it down until this entire line right here meets. Okay, just like that. And then we'll take this, pull that up to right there. And then we need to take those two vertices, go to our front view, and pull those all the way over to the center. It might be a good idea to go ahead and make planar in the Z direction. Go back to your left view just to make sure that those lines have stayed in place. And then in your front view, make sure that you go ahead and type in 0 in your X direction. Now, looking at this, if we look at this part here, you'll notice it's going from here to here. There's no curvature or anything like that. We want to make sure that we add that. So a great way of doing that would be going to edge mode, selecting those two edges, and going to connect. We could do 2 or 3 edges here. I think 3 would be pretty good. Let's go ahead and keep it at 1 for right now, just to cut it right in half. And I'm going to go to my top view, and I'm just going to pull that forward. Whoops, pull that forward in the Y, and I'm going to bring it to right about here. I notice that this line right here is coming up, and it's matching pretty well, but it still needs a little bit more curvature there. So let's add in another segment to kind of help out with that. So let's select that edge. Let's do connect. We'll do the same thing here. We know we're going to need that anyway. So go to our top view. Let's pull this forward until it matches the edge there. And then let's go back to our perspective view. Select this edge. Pull that over into the Y until you get this nice rounded look here. Okay. Hit Alt X to kind of help out with that so you can see it in your shaded view. And it might give you a better idea of how that's going to curve around. Alright, very good. So now, let's go to our front view. You'll notice that we have this part right here that really needs to come down and create this little loop here. So I'm going to go about doing this by continuing on with this set of edges right here. Okay, this is really going to give us what we need. And so I'm going to grab this edge right here. Let's go to our front view. Let's hold down shift, drag it straight down to the Y. Let's bring it about midway, and then pull that in, just like that. And then we're going to go up underneath. Oops, let's hit Z here. Let's go up underneath, hit F3 and grab that vertex. And let's make sure that that is in place. Hit Alt X here. And we're going to go ahead and pull that down right about here. And what that's going to do is it's going to make sure that we have this flat bottom, but then it's going to start to turn it out so we can see that edge. So now go to your left view. Select those two vertices, pull those back just like that. Now you'll see here that we're not getting all of it. We're not able to see everything. I'm going to go ahead and pull this back here. So it's going to look something like that. Now we're looking at the back side of that. Really quickly, let's take this edge right here. Go to our left view, hold shift and pull that back, and you'll kind of see how this is beginning to form. So there we go. Go to our front view. Let's take, you know what, let's do this instead. Let's back up just a second. I want to take that vertex right here. Let's go to our left view, hit Alt X, or F3, excuse me, and then let's pull that forward until it touches that edge there. Let's take this one, pull that forward, and then we'll take the one that's out front and pull it back. Kind of like that. So let's hit Alt X, let's take a look at our shape there. There we go, that's much better. pull that up a little bit closer. So hit Alt-X to switch to see-through. And I can see that I'm going to need another segment somewhere, either here or there, for this to terminate. And I think it would be better if I added the loop right here. And then we went from this edge to this edge. And we went ahead and said bridge. Okay, something like that. Select those, kind of pull it out a little bit, make sure that stays rounded. And I'm actually going to take these edges right here, and let's constrain those to our edge. And what I meant was take those vertices and constrain them to the edge. Let's pull that up to here, and then we'll take these and we'll pull those up. Okay, kind of split that. Alright, so let's go to our front view. I'm just looking at a couple of things really quickly. Let's pull this vertex back. And let me turn off my constraints. Let me pull it down. Kind of in this area here. Pull that one back. And in our front view, let me pull that to the left. There we go. Okay, so we've kind of straightened that up a little bit more. Alright, so now go to edge mode and select this edge and this one, and let's simply bridge that. And I'm going to continue on. Let's go to our left view. Hold shift, let's drag this down. And we're going to kind of turn that. And what I want from here is I want this edge, and I'm going to bridge those together. Okay. And let me pull this down, just trying to alleviate some of the stress here. Pull this down to right there. And let's take this and hold shift and drag that out. Okay, so what's going to happen here is we're going to pull this down to meet that edge, and it's going to start to flatten out a little bit until it eventually forms into this shape. Now you'll notice that these have come way out there, so let's push them to the right. Let's go to our front view. Push it to the right there, and let's take this one, pull that to the right. Same thing there. I'm actually going to push that in quite a bit. Okay, let's leave it there. Alright, so now we've got that. Let's go to our front view. Let's make sure that everything is looking good. Let me take this one, and let's hold shift and drag that out again. And then this is going to come up to about here. And actually, let me pull it down to here, because I want it to match these edges. Okay, so just like that. And then let's go ahead and close this in really quickly. Take that edge, let me pull that back. There we go. So as you can see, it's starting to flatten out and to turn to where it forms into this. So go to edge mode, bridge this. And then same thing here, bridge that. May have to do just a little bit of moving on your vertices, just kind of straighten it up a little bit. Okay. And then let's get the rest of it. So all we have to do at this point is just simply hold shift, and we'll do this in our front view. So hold shift on those two edges, pull it to right here for now, and then same thing over here. Let's pull that down a little bit. And then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to vertex mode. I'm going to right click and target weld from here to here. And I'm going to do that from here to there as well. And then we'll take these vertices, pull that forward till it gets close to that edge across the front. And then we're going to take these two, we're going to pull those forward as well. Just like that. Then in your front view, let's take all of those and let's make those planar in the Y direction, so that way it stays flat. There we go. So now we have that edge Looks pretty good. There we go. We finished that out. Taking a look at our reference image really quickly, you can see that we've got kind of a little bit of a pinch right in there. And we need to figure out how we're going to get that detail in there to pinch that way. I'm going to bring this out a little bit. Hit F3 here. And I'm going to pull that in. And I think that if I were to add another segment in this area, that would come together and pinch. Actually move these back some. Oops. Let me try a different direction. Let's push it in the X, just like that. Same thing with this one. Oops. So I think if we added another segment in there, that would help with that. So I can go to Edit Swift Loop. Let's add a segment right here in the middle, but then just take these two vertices and move those in the Y toward that. And we'll take just this one, pull it toward that. Okay, so now we've got that pinch there. Whoops, I apologize. Kind of flipping around there. There we go. So now we've got our pinch in that, and we can sharpen it up again right here along the bottom. So add a segment there, hold Control Alt, pull that up toward the top there, and that'll sharpen up that edge there. And there we've got that pinch. We can definitely see that in there. All right, so we're looking really good at this point. So now what we want to do is we want to move on, and the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to move around to the back, and we'll begin that whole process there.